Hi guys, I just wanted to make this video for a very long time now. It's about Midnight in Paris. And recently, I was thinking the movie over and about the pedantic guy, and I've changed my opinion about Midnight in Paris. Now I think the pedantic guy was, honest about what he was saying, and he was right about what he was saying to Jill Pender. So there is this one part, I would say that this is where the first act of the movie ends, is when they're at Versailles, and he goes, the pedantic guy goes like, you like, Minerve Chevy, which is a poem, right?
Well, people who live in the past, people who think that their lives would be happier if they lived in an earlier time.
And just which era would you have preferred to live in, Miniver Chibi?
In that poem, it's pretty much like if you read the poem, you basically know where the rest of the movie is going to lead to. I feel like it's an attempt by Woody Allen to interpret this poem and give it a conclusion, which is basically that you'd be stupid to live in the past and be romantic, but at the same time he also gives you this prolific experience of what being a romantic could feel like, would be like, right? So it's like this extreme contrast between the two. It's like, I thought it was brilliantly put. I did not know about it until just recently. This poem called Minerve Chevy, it's by Edwin. It's a very good poem. It is literally about how this person likes the old times and is a romantic, and remembers the time when the Medici family was existing, who were huge patrons for the high Renaissance, right? Another thing that that pretty much sums up the movie right there. That poem sums up the entire movie. But also another thing that I was really thinking about was I was reading about Susan Valadon recently, who's also a very brief lover of Eric Satie, one of my favorite composers. And it just makes so much of sense. And what I wanted to say about Susan Valadon is that I truly bloody believe that Adriana, the muse, is entirely based on Susan Valadon. Now, believe me or not, it definitely feels like that. After I read about Susan Valadon, it did feel like, no way this is anyone else except for Susan Valadon. I know that there's a little bit of discrepancy between the timings of the movie and when Susan Valadon was actually active. She was a model plus a painter. Like she was originally a model, but learned painting by looking at other paintings. Painters paint her portraits and serve as a model. Another funny anecdote is that once Renoir actually painted this, this guy and this girl, dancing, and the girl in that painting was modeled after Susan Valadon, right? So Renoir's fiance comes to Renoir and says, "You're gonna put that off and paint me instead of that." Everyone is super, I guess, jealous of Susan Valadon because she's good looking, plus she's he's just a very good muse. So that's one thing that I found out, that I entirely do believe that Adriana is is modeled after Susan Valadon. Kind of funny. Another thing that I wanted to say was there comes a part when Jill Pender is having a conversation with Mandre and Mr. Buñuel and Salvador Dali. And it was 2 years ago when I found out that the band Cigarette After Sex, their first album cover is basically Mandre's photograph. I was like, damn, I know this from somewhere. I'm beating my head. I'm like, shit, I know this. Then it's it's Mandre. It's crazy reference. So I guess that's about it, about Midnight in Paris. Completely changed my view about that movie. Still a very great movie. My God, very well put. Especially after knowing that about the poem, the Chevy stuff. This makes you realize, like, how deep Woody Allen has thought this through. Like, it's just not like, just simply out there. Midnight in Paris is a very well thought movie, just like any other Woody Allen's movie. Like, Annie Hall, Lady Against Sam, Manhattan. Well, that was that. I will link the poem down below, and also the Man Ray's photograph. And I do check out this painting by Susan Vallazon, which definitely seems modeled, Adriana is modeled after. It's just like impossible to believe. There's just like too much similarity between the both of them. And that's about it.